crap, dude. Sorry. Sorry, Josh. I just dropped your $3,100 1911 in the dirt. I'm trying to take care of it for you, bro. Seriously. Curse of the desert. Barricade review, guys, on a Nighthawk Custom 1911. I think this is the GRP model. I'm not positive. I spent some time at their website and it's a little bit confusing. I think they're pretty much the same gun. Different finishes, different grips, maybe a little bit different machining, but these are high-end, super quality 1911s, which are expensive. And now you got some desert dirt in yours, Josh. Sorry. Josh, by the way, is a TMP Patreon member, and he contacted me through Patreon and said, hey, dude, you got to review my Nighthawk Custom 1911. So he sent it to Gunny's, the Great American Gun Store. Their information's below. Contact him, thank him, use him. And I was delayed in picking it up, finally got it, and we're going to do an in-field review on this gun. I'm expecting good performance. I'm going to predict that it's awesome. It darn well better be, right, for the money? It's a lot of money for a 1911. There's tons of guys, as I've said through the years, that will go out and spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 sometimes on a 1911. They do. Why is that? Why do guys spend 10 grand on a watch? There's a lot of people that do it. So we're going to shoot this sucker, see how it does. I'm expecting again that it's going to perform very well. And by the way, I have a high value 1911 alongside it just for comparison. It's coming up for either tabletop or barricade review. I haven't decided which format. It is the Remington 1911 R1. Extended muzzle set up for a suppressor. I've shot it a little bit already and it's done great. So these are really the same machine at two completely different price points. Let's pop a few rounds with this Nighthawk Custom, shall we? The first thing I'm going to say that I really love about it, it has a very positive safety. I wish all 1911 safeties were this positive. It is not ambidextrous. I really appreciate that. It's set up for a right-handed shooter. The shelf isn't too big. I'm suspecting that that is all forged and there's no MIM'd parts in this gun. I'm thinking. I know the frame is CNC forged. CNC milled after forging. I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's a MIM part though. Great positiveness on that safety. I'm going to go for our mini IPSC. Probably shooting to the left for me. Plate rack. Where's that hitting from? About dead on, really. I was aiming to the left and it's seems like it's hitting right on. Here's what we're going to do, barricade style. Thankfully the wind has died down. It may kick up, apologize. I'm just going to keep chugging through the review. If it rains, I'm going to keep pressing on. But we're going to shoot on steel. I want to talk about the features of the Nighthawk Custom 1911 as we shoot and talk like we do barricade style. Guys seem to love this format. I'm doing it more and more. And you're in the desert with me. So it's going to be a real raw edit. You'll see my mistakes. Stupid stuff I do, I'm just going to leave it in. And then we're going to get an indication of how accurate it is. I'm going to be standing, and this is my shooting gallery. Oh, my knee almost popped right there. So I've got a little plate rack set up. That's from shootsteel.com. No, they didn't give it to me. I bought it. And that's a mini IPSC plate, also from the same company, and I bought that as well. And then I've got some paper. We'll go shoot that. And we'll set that up and I'll just keep the camera rolling. Running Kimber 10-round magazines so I don't have to reload as much with this Nighthawk Custom. These have always done very well for me. I love them. Do I use them, you know, if I were to carry a 1911? No. No. As we're reloading, I'm going to talk about philosophy of use for a 1911. I have a POU video on 1911s posted like 8 years ago, so I'll put a link to that somewhere. Shooting really good. I mean, the trigger is fantastic on this gun. I just Really love this trigger on this Nighthawk Custom. It's superb. It should be right for the money. I measured it back at the house and it was 3 pounds 7 ounces, which is awesome. Really light, crisp, let off, short reset. Not really trying to shoot fast here. Make the ammo last. I love shooting a steel frame 1911 just as a range gun, as a drill gun, I've always said. A little bit into POU we go. It just shoots so smooth. It's a consistent, smooth, fast, crisp trigger. They're very accurate. They're super fun to shoot. And in a steel frame format, they don't recoil that much. Those 10 rounds go quick, I'll tell you that. So far, reliable. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot paper right now. Ouch, my knee's giving out on me. Do you want to see the front end of what I'm shooting or behind? So you can see where I'm hitting. I wanna see over your shoulder, Nutnfancy. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. Super raw, let me tilt it this way. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot that lower target, right in the center, and I think I'm just running, this is S&B 45 ACP, just FMJs, 230 FMJs, and we'll see how it does. I'm pretty confident this is going to be a really accurate 1911 once again. I think American Rifleman, I wrote this down, 1.65 inches at 25 yards, and I respect their testing process. Join the NRA, stay in the NRA, give money to the NRA ILA. We have huge Second Amendment battles coming up all the time. I'm dead serious about that, guys. All right, so I'm gonna go middle, bottom. Nice, clean trigger. Holy freak. Dude, this is right on. Oh my gosh. Let me pace that and see what we're at. I think we're around 20 yards. Bear with me. I'll just fast forward it. Almost 20 yards. That's 19 yards. And man, that is shooting good. I mean, it's almost all in the yellow. Let me go lower right. That one went high. You can see it. But if they're consistently high, it's a good printed group. That's all we care about. Wow, this gun is accurate. Holy freak. Let's go lower left, bottom target. On aim a little bit low. Yeah, that group wasn't quite as impressive. Shall I zoom in super quick so you can see? There you go. Boop. Again, it should be super accurate. It's a hand-fitted pistol. They do the slide to frame fit on these Nighthawk Customs, and if I didn't mention it already, I think I did, but each gun is assigned to a certain gunsmith, so he follows and performs the work on that single gun all the way through. So there's, from what I understand about Nighthawk Custom, it's not a production line. It's one gunsmith, one gun. He starts it, he finishes it. He's responsible for that gun. It's old school gun making from what I understand, hence the cost. So there's a lot of time and effort in fitting the gun. So you're gonna get, you know, I think this GRP model, again, I'm not positive on that, for $3,100. I went on their website, I saw some other models like the Trooper for $3,200, the Talon for $35, Falcon for $36, Heine Comp 5-inch, and that was $37, Predator at $3.8, and the Enforcer at 3.7. That is 3.7K. Again, they all seem pretty similar to me. A little bit of differences in the frame, the sights, maybe the finishes. This one's sprayed in Krylon spray paint. I just made that up. It's not Krylon. I don't know what it is. It's some top level, top shelf, you know, coating, no doubt. All right, so I'm not going to talk in detail about the R1 too much. We're just here to shoot it a little bit. So value, 1911, relative value. I don't think it's like super cheap. Let's see how she shoots though. Way of comparison. I'll tell you what, I don't like the safety as much. I mean, it's about what you'd expect on this price point, 1911. It's okay. I mean, it works. But honestly, it's about like my Smith & Wesson 1911s, which I've always said could be more positive. You know, can you take that apart and rectify it? You know, put a different safety plunger in there? Maybe. This thing's shooting good. The question I would ask myself is when I bounce between the Nighthawk Custom and this Remington 1911, you know, if I'm blindfolded and I'm just shooting and feeling the recoil impulse, could I tell a difference? And I'm not going to blindfold myself, if that's what you're wondering. Just shooting to the left for me. There we go. This thing's smooth. I mean, I really like it. By the way, Josh, when I'm putting these in, I'm trying not to bang up your magwell too much. I mean, I already dropped it in the dirt for you. Sorry. Happens. Yeah, there's a difference how they shoot. I mean, I can tell the Nighthawk Custom is smoother. It just has a different, I don't know, dynamic in shooting. It's not a kerchunk. The R1 just has a slight kerchunk. And by that I mean, it's like you shoot and it's like you can just kind of feel the actuation of the slide. This seems like it's more glass-like. It's just on rails. But it's hand-fitted too. It's hand-polished. You know, the slide hand-fitted to the frame. It should be awesome, right? Both eyes open now. It's running good, as it should. Rapid fire. Left-handed. So we're going to load up and talk. Philosophy of use on this. So I talked like, why would guys go out and spend this type of money on a 1911? I would say too, to put it in perspective, this is not the most expensive 1911. Not that I'm the expert, but I think there's ones that go well above this price level, especially when guys get into custom work. So the little tiny things done to a 1911 way add up, and you can go to a gunsmith who's online, and I don't know any names offhand, but you go there and look at their pricing on shop services. For instance, check this out. The Nighthawk Custom has a 45-degree bevel on the slide, and it goes all the way around. So see this? Right here, all the way around. It's awesome, but can you imagine how much that would cost if you gave that to a gunsmith with whatever your custom built 1911? You say, yeah, I want you to run a 45-degree bevel all the way around and dehorn this sucker and then refinish the entire pistol, the slide, the frame. You're looking at money. Anytime you go into custom work, it's money, a lot of money. Would I go out and bounce out and spend 3.6 on a 1911, 3.1? No way, I wouldn't do it. Unless, I guess, I'm a competitor. So if I'm in some type of shooting sport where I'm running a 1911, and you know, maybe there's different classifications, and that's what I do, you know, if we're talking about a competition philosophy of use, then maybe I would. Because then I'm using it all the time. It makes me happy when I shoot it. I mean, from what I can tell, this is a really nice 1911. Puts a smile on the guy's face. It makes him score better because he has confidence in his gun. It doesn't break down during the competitions. It just runs and runs and runs. There's not parts flying off of it. It doesn't have to spend a lot of time keeping it running. Yeah, I could see it. I don't know if I told you this, but I have a friend who has like I think like a $9,000 mountain bike. And he uses it. I mean, he told me about it. It's like, yeah, I got a really high-end bike. And I said, well, how much? And I think he said like $9,500 or something like that. And he goes, I know it's expensive, but I do use it, and I use it all the time. It makes me happy. I run an occasional race. It's kind of like that. The guy's using it. He's getting it done. You know, for me, I have too many interests, so I'm not, a 1911 competitor. I never will be. I'm never going to use it as my go-to-work gun. Well, I shouldn't say never, but it's definitely not my first, second, third, or even fourth choice. There's just too many other guns I'd rather put in that application. So for me, no, I wouldn't do it. But I'll tell you what, from what I've seen and the fit and finish on this, I kind of get why some guys would. Now, say in comment wherever I post this if you have a 1911 anymore. I did review one a couple years back or last year or something, and I think I said I just get the sense that 1911s have kind of fallen off in popularity, that a lot of guys just aren't into them anymore. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. The reason I say that is because I go to gun stores like Gunny's, and I ask them, I was like, hey, how many 1911s are selling? And they go, well, you know, we still sell some, but it ain't like 10 years ago. They used to sell a lot. And I see a lot of used ones coming up in the used gun shelves. They sure are fun to shoot though. Oh my gosh. I need to set up another drill running 1911s. You know, the ones I have, I mentioned it previously, are the Smith & Wessons. I have a stainless steel one, cast member. I've got the scandium frame version. That's a cast member. Love both of them. They're great. They have some quirks to them, like the safety is not positive enough for me. But they shoot accurate, they're reliable, and they're the previous gen 1911. I may scroll across some other versions of this gun as we shoot here or somewhere along the video so you can get a kind of a feel of the different finishes they put on there. Before we shoot some more, let's look at some more of the features. High undercut frame. I don't know if I showed you that yet. And if we look against the R1, you can see that's a normal one right there. Gold cup serrations. Standard serrations on this one. Heine straight 8 sights on the Nighthawk Custom on this version. And I'll tell you, I've said it before, they're some of my all-time favorite sights. They are tritium, dot to dot, so single dot variety. Serrated in the back. They're pushed all the way to the back of the slide so you have a longer sight radius. They're clean. These ones probably have a little too much air for me. I like less air in my sights. Some guys don't like that at all. They want a lot of air and they can acquire faster. That's just me. Speed bump on the fitted grip safety. Commander style. Ring hammer. Oh my gosh, I gotta go get a drink. Hang on. That's better. Dry throat out here in the desert. Imagine that. I was talking about the ring hammer, commander style. It's beveled. Non-MIM'd part, probably forged and fitted. It is a government format pistol, 5-inch. Everything should look very familiar. Just like a 1911 Gold Cup, 1911 government model, just well made, few upscale features. That's an aluminum trigger. Again, we talked about its pull weight and how awesome it is. Non-ambidextrous. Speed bump on that, grip safety again. And really nice grips. I don't know if they're amazing, but they're nice. It's like black G10, I believe. Really good texturing. Horizontal striations on it. The checkering on the back strap is amazing, and that is 40 lines per inch, and we got 25 lines per inch right here on the front strap. And I like 1911s that have that. I know some guys think it's too, I don't know, coarse and abrasive, but I'm usually shooting with gloves and I love it. It just locks the gun in really well. That's kind of a fat grip set on there though. You can see the magazine well while we're there. To add some dimension, let's look at that R1 by comparison. It has the same thing going on right here. I actually like the R1 from what I know about it right now. It's pretty cool. Time to shoot. Less talking. Here we go with the Nighthawk Custom plate rack. Turn this lock out right there. Throw in that R1 mag. See how it does. Oh, there's only one round in there. That wasn't a stoppage, there's only one round there. I started loading it and I quit loading it. It's shooting great. Really good. By the way, I did not even lube this. Josh Costantino, he's the one that sent me this gun. I just took it out of the zippered pouch, which by the way, I really like they do this. That's cool. So we don't waste time with some dumb big plastic box we'll never use. It's actually a useful thing. It's a zippered pouch. You get 2 mags, and for $3,100 you get this sweet sticker. That's cool. Standard, you know, literature and stuff. And I think there's a $5 gift certificate in here for McDonald's. That's awesome. There's the magazine that comes with it. Act Mag 8-rounder. I'm not shooting it because I don't want to put wear on it for Josh. I'll just use my own. Made in Italy. Most of the 1911 mags I've been using are awesome. I use Wilson Combat. Smith & Wesson are really good. There's some cleaner that it comes with, and I really like that it comes with a test target. That's awesome. Oops, I just tore your test target, Josh. Sorry, dude. Look at that. What's the yardage on that? 3 feet. I just made that up. 15 yards. 15 yards. So, good job on that. I much prefer a zippered pouch than I do a box because it's actually useful. Go with the right eye this time. Woo! Time for the Remington by way of contrast. And I'm really going to concentrate, see how this feels. Yeah, it does have kind of a chunk to it. Just very slight. It's not nothing big. Love the sights on that R1 too. They're really nice. They're very similar. They're suppressor sights, so they sit really high, but they have the same presentation. Serrated in the back. They're non-tritium. They're just 2 white dots, so you put dot on top of dot. Also an aluminum trigger with a built-in over travel stop, which I don't see. Oh yeah, it is. It's in there. It's in the Nighthawk Custom. It's just in the back. Maybe that's an upgraded feature. I don't know. Non-undercut frame again. Non-ambi on the safety. It's a good gun. It is. I like it. So we're going to finish shooting some steel here, and then we're going to go shoot the paper. Standing. Uh-oh. That's a risk. Been practicing with just my right eye. I am left eye dominant, by the way. and we need to reload. I'll reload and then we'll start it up. Here comes paper with a Nighthawk Custom. I'll start it off from this viewpoint. Maybe I'll switch the camera around. By the way, I found out this is not Krylon spray paint on this. It's Rust-Oleum. Kidding, it's not. It's black nitride on the Nighthawk Custom. There's the logo right here. This uber quality 1911. Let's see how it does at 10 yards standing, shall we? Can you see me now? All right, so ammo we're shooting is PMC. Yeah, so I'm not sponsored anymore. It was something through Gunny's shop and the guy just never paid Gunny's for it. The federal guy, so it was bad. So no more promotion for those people. Let's go dead center, top target. Make sure you can see me. Oh, that's way off. There we go. Not bad. Upper left. All in the orange, dudes. What? Awesome. Lower left, top target. That's not too bad. We'll load in another 10 rounder. Love these magazines. They're great range mags. Uh-oh. What was that? Uh-oh. Here, that's like the curse of the desert. I'm bragging how good the magazine is and it like misspeeds on initial load. We're gonna try that again. I'll give it a pass. Who knows what that was? I could have been dragging on the slide. I don't know. And by the way, when I tabletop something, it's got to be kind of a multiple malfunction for me to start dissing the pistol. We are in the desert though. There is a curse out here. Yeah, that sucked. Oh, in the orange, dude. Just above it. Yeah, I didn't like that group at all. Upper right. The wind's starting to pick up now. Excuse. Oh my gosh. Yes! All in the orange. Standing 10 yards. Now let's try the Remington R1. And before I do that, I want to show you something about the difference between a custom, well, higher end 1911 and a production 1911. Look at the fitting of the slides in the back here. So here's the R1 production. Here's the Nighthawk Custom, expensive 1911. Look how that's all fitted and flush. Hopefully that's focusing. This is more mass production. It's kind of sloppy. You can see my lube back there. I did lube this one, just to get around this one. You can see the fitting is not great, but it works, it's functional. It's not second cool though. When you're talking about a high-end, expensive 1911, all that fitting, the tiny minutia details are important to guys that buy these guns. So they'll look at this one and go, there's no way I would have this gun. Then if we check the slide fit on this one, on the R1, I'm gonna say it's not bad. On the Nighthawk Custom, there's no movement, it's tight. I mean, there's a very slight amount of movement, as there has to be. Really nice fitment on it though. So this is an R1, value one. Upper left on the bottom target for this gun. Didn't load it, standard. Can't really see it that much. Middle lower target. Middle left, I should say. Ooh, that's all over the place. Upper right bottom target for the R1. Good. Thing's shooting high. this one. Still upper right, bottom target, R1. Not too impressed with it, to be honest with you. And those were good trigger pulls. I don't think there were human factors in that set. So we're gonna go bottom target, top middle. 10 yards, maybe further. I didn't really pace it yet. Yeah, it's shooting high. Decent group, that's not too bad. Bottom middle now. Just one shot, and that's all we're gonna do on that one, because this is not a Remington review. The trigger on the R1 doesn't match this gun. No big surprise, right? Let's go middle, top target, middle left. Wind's kicking up, skews cone. Oh, dude, that's right on. And that drifted a little bit. Middle right, top target. That's more like it. We'll end on that note, a high note. Let's take a look-see. So the one I was showing you earlier is this one right here. So that was the 19, 20-yard target right here. This is R1. That's a good group, decent. The 1911 R1. This is a bad group, and this is actually two groups. This is the R1 right here, and this is this gun, the Nighthawk. That's a great group right there. Look at that, Nighthawk Custom. Great group. That's all in the orange. Remember, my standard measure is if at 7 yards standing you can keep them all in the orange, you're doing pretty good. We were at 10 yards standing operationally. Look at this group. That's awesome. That's a decent group. I'll take that. I only have one out of the orange. This group sucks butt. That's horrible. This is my first shot. That was just me sucking. So my take, and that's all we're doing for accuracy, my take is this gun is very accurate. As accurate as you can shoot it. Again, no surprise there, right? Let's end it with some steel. And before that, I want to top a few mags off. Bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 yards. We're at 14 yards. I don't want to get any closer for ricochets. Wrapping it up with a Nighthawk Custom. I'm liking it. I mean, I really haven't seen any issues with it at all. I don't count that bobble against it at all. Let's see. Put you right there, dudes. All right, plate rack. Love that safety, man. Safety's awesome. The checkering's awesome. The sights are awesome. The feel is awesome. It's really smooth. Really a smooth 1911. I mean, we want it to be again. This is probably the best 1911 I've ever shot. I mean, I don't see any issues with it. I mean, if I were to have my druthers, I mean, I'd like to have a different finishing other than just plain black. Plain black, when I spend this type of money, is just too plain for me. I want something like flat desert earth. You know me. Let's get some personality into the gun. This is definitely subdued. It's low key, but I'd want more. Sights are fantastic. Love the Heine sight. Feel a little off with my left-handed shooting today. There we go. There we go. The watch for the review, by the way, is a Mudmaster GG1000. awesome in gray coloration. Easier to set than the GWG, full featured master of G one. So you just set it like a regular Casio. You press a button here and you can change your time zones. It's not solar powered, by the way. That's what you get when you go with the GWG, not the GG. But this color is so sick. So this is not an homage, this is a genuine Casio. I love those Smale homages, those are great. We're done shooting the R1, by the way. I'm not shooting that no more. Well, I'll shoot it more for the review. After I get done with this review, I'll shoot it for like 200 more rounds. Oh my goodness. What a great 1911. See if I can speed that up. Oh, that's sad. Last magazine. Infield review, Barricade review, Nighthawk Custom, 1911. Just fantastic gun. Dude, it's awesome. You chose well, Josh. I mean, it's an expensive 1911. I think we hit on that pretty hard. But maybe that's what you want. You know, for an heirloom gun you're going to pass down to your children and you shoot a lot, it's worth it. And now, Josh, I'm going to go and engrave your slide with Nutnfancy. No, I'm not going to do that. I won't. But it does have the history of being sent to me, so that's kind of fun. It's kind of a TMP gun. The last 4 on the serial number is 9578. I won't give you the full serial. 9578 for Josh's Nighthawk Custom. Now, you guys may see this review and have a gun that you want me to review. I won't say that I won't do it, but it's a time-consuming and expensive process because I have to ship it back to you, to your FFL. It's got to come into Gunnies. I got to go through a checkout process with a 1473. It's a lot of work, so I generally don't prefer to do that unless it's something unusual that I'm having a really hard time getting, either through Gunnies or finding locally through a loaner or me buying it. This is a candidate right here, so it's basically a $3,100 1911. Right? If my facts are correct, I think they are. Nice 1911. Thanks, Josh, for the loaner. Nutnfancy in the desert. See ya.